Shabbat Shalom. I just want to welcome everyone to the Sabbath Day conference call. And this is Barbara serving as your host today, and Brother P is here as your co-host.
And I welcome you as well. Glad to have you aboard.
Well, our title today is The Unfaithful Bride, the Forgotten Vows. And also Hosea 2:11, where it talks about the Sabbath being forgotten. The theme of the unfaithful bride is expanded upon in Hosea chapter 2. Here, Yah is likening his people to an unfaithful wife who has gone whoring after other lovers. Yah's people have been an unfaithful wife to their Elohim.
As in every wedding, there's an exchanging of vows. The 10 spoken words or statements at Mount Sinai became the legal, moral, and ethical, affirming, eternal testimony outlining his promises to his bride. There is nothing more honoring the bridegroom could have given his bride. Here the bridegroom declared his intentions in prophetic language to bless her. I will cause her to have no gods before me. I will cause her to remember the Sabbaths and keep it holy, etc. Following the exchange of vows, the 10 statements were then fully expounded upon. Each statement contained particular principles, and each upheld the moral and ethical code contained within that specific declaration. Elohim then instructed Moshe to write them out for his bride and store them in a covenant known as the Mosaic covenant. That taking from sheepfold gleanings, link given.
Okay, so at Mount Sinai is where we said the first I do. The betrothal. Well, it happened at the Feast of Shavuot. Shavuot is the receiving, confession, and exchanging of wedding vows for the betrothal of the bride, Israel. At Mount Sinai, she received the legal document, covenant, containing her ketubah, which are the vows, which holds the protocol, principles for her wedding, and how to approach the king in his tabernacle, and that is the wedding chamber. The king appoints this feast as a Sabbath where 2 leavened loaves, which represent the 2 tablets, are to be offered as a wave offering representing the bride's acceptance of his proposal to be his. And that's from Exodus 19 to 24 and Acts 2. The sign of the covenant. Speak also to the children of Israel, saying, surely my Sabbath you shall keep. It is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yah who sanctifies you. Exodus 31:13. Also, Ezekiel 20:12 talks about the sign. Moreover, I also gave them my Sabbaths to be a sign between them and me, that they might know that I am Yah who sanctifies them. The unfaithful bride. This is from Hosea 2:11. Hosea 1:2 says, when Yah began to speak by Hosea, Yah said to Hosea, go take yourself a wife of harlotry and children of harlotry, for the land has committed great harlotry, spiritual harlotry, by departing from Yah.
Spiritual harlotry is breaking her wedding vows. She didn't keep the Sabbath holy, didn't keep the feasts of Yah. The names of Baal were in her mouth. She worshipped idols, bowed down to idols, made images of idols, and burned incense to idols. Worshipped the Baals, feast days.
So in Exodus 20, 3 through 5, part of the vows were the first and second commandment, you shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, Jehovah, your Elohim, am a jealous God. And he repeats it again in Exodus 34:14. For you shall not worship any other God, for Yahweh, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. Well, here is the punishment in Hosea 2:11.
I will cause all her myrrh to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her appointed feasts. Sabbaths will cease to be remembered. For I will punish her for the days of the baals to which she burned incense. She decked herself with earrings and jewelry and went after her lovers. But me she forgot, says Yahweh. That's Hosea 2:11.
Amazing love, the story of Hosea. Restoration of the fallen bride. What a wonderful story.
Hosea 2 in selected passages. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably to her. And it shall be at that day, saith Yahweh, that thou shalt call me Ishai, my husband, and shall no longer call me Bali. For I will take away the names of Baalim out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day I will make a covenant for them, and I will betroth thee unto me forever, or olam. Yea, I will betroth thee unto me in righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness, and in mercies. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness, and thou shalt know Yahweh. And I will say unto them which were not my people, thou art my people. And they shall say, thou art my Elohim.
In Hosea, God restores and redeems relationships. So God used Hosea's love for his wife Gomer as a symbol of Yah's love for his people. Just as Gomer was unfaithful to Hosea, so God's people were unfaithful to his covenant. This redemptive story demonstrates that God never stops loving.
The prophecy of Hosea applies to Yahweh's people today. We like to quote the beautiful promises in the second half of that chapter as applying to Yahweh's people. These promises are precious. However, they must be looked at in context, and they are given in the context of Elohim betrothed having been unfaithful to him. Therefore, the punishment is, I will also cause all her myrrh to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts. Again, that's Hosea 2:11. Sabbath, the forgotten day.
The new moons is a clear reference to the calendar by which the Sabbaths are figured, just as it is said in Isaiah 66:23. And this is talking about the calendar of Israel. It shall happen that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says Yah. Isaiah 66:23.
Saturday Sabbatarians have used this text, that's Isaiah 66:23, to prove that the Sabbath will be kept in the new earth. More than that, this text proves which calendar will be used throughout eternity, because on the pagan solar Gregorian calendar, the new moons are not even noticed and definitely do not begin the months.
This question is frequently asked. Would Yahweh really allow the knowledge of his Sabbath to be lost? Well, we're hearing about it in Hosea 2:11 that the Sabbath would be ceased, but the answer again is given in Lamentations 2:6. Yes, he has allowed his Sabbaths to be forgotten. Yahweh hath caused a solemn feast, or Moedim, and Sabbaths to be forgotten in Zion. Lamentations 2:6. The sign of the covenant. Are you wearing it? Surely my Sabbath you shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations, that you may know that I am Yah, who sets you apart. So the Sabbath is the wedding ring that we wear as a sign of our covenant with him.
By restoring the final generation the knowledge of his true method of calendation, Yahweh is bringing them back to a primitive godliness. He says, "Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and speak comfortably unto her." What wilderness? The answer is found in Revelation 12. Here is given a depiction of the true church, the bride of Messiah, as a woman who has to flee into the wilderness. And the woman fled into the wilderness, where she hath a place prepared of Yahweh, that they should feed her there 1,260 days. Revelation 12:6. That's 1,260 days.
Revelation 12:1 says, "And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun. Under her feet was the moon, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars." So Revelation 12:1 provides a fascinating symbolic description of the true church. She is standing upon the moon. Feet are a symbol of possession. You can find that in Job 1:7 and Ruth 4:7 and 8. The significance of this text is very beautiful. Yah's people are once again in possession of the knowledge of the true Sabbath, and it provides her with an unsaleable foundation.
"And it shall be in that day, saith Yahweh, that you shall call me my husband, and no longer call me my master. I will betroth you to me forever. Yes, I will betroth you to me in righteousness and justice, in loving kindness and mercy. I will betroth you to me in faithfulness, and you shall know Yahweh."
I love those words. They're just so beautiful. So let us rejoice and exult and give him glory, for the marriage of the Lamb has come, and his bride has made herself ready. Revelation 19:7. And Revelation 22:17 says,
"And the Spirit and the bride say, Come, and let him that heareth say, Come, and let him that is athirst come. And whosoever will, let him take of the water of life freely." Revelation 22:17.
So the marriage covenant between Yah and Israel, that's from Isaiah 54:5a. "For your husband is your maker, whose name is Yahweh of hosts." And then again in Isaiah 62:5. "And as the bridegroom rejoices over the bride, Your God will rejoice over you. So this is the covenant that will be forever, because it says in Psalms 89:37, it will be established forever like the moon, a faithful witness in the sky. So that's a covenant that he made with us, and the beautiful calendar that he's put in the heavens for us to know when the Sabbaths are. So the Sabbaths will not be forgotten. We can remember the Sabbaths and the feast days. So I'm very thankful that he is revealing this to us, his bride, in the last days of this earth. So please go to our website to access more information about the true calendar of Israel that is in the heavens, LunarSabbathDay.com. So thank you, everyone, for being here today.